Hey, what's up everybody? Down here at hive number 3. If you haven't caught the introduction video to this week's or this session's inspection, highly encourage that. So this is the 9th and final inspection for the year for quite a few reasons. The main reason being my work schedule and my upcoming work schedule. But nonetheless, I'm over here at hive number 3. Last time I inspected this hive and any of the hives was mid-July due to the same reasons, my work schedule, which as you can probably determine by now is not ideal for keeping bees, at least for the most part. But hive number 3 has been one of the stronger hives this year, and I'll just leave it at that because I can't remember its entire history. Actually, I can tell you some of the history because I wrote it on the top cover, or the the top cover. This was the swarm that I relocated from Maysville March 20th, and I believe, if my memory serves me correct, actually as I say that, I don't think what I was about to say is accurate. Anyway, I made a split to a gentleman that lives in Maysville. I'm pretty sure it's this one. It was either this one or hive number 8, which was the Bear Trail swarm that I relocated. One of those two, I made a split. Right now I can't remember, so don't worry about that. So if you couldn't see over my shoulder, some of the inspections haven't gone that well. 10 is a goner. Number 7 is a goner. Quick recap. 1's struggling. 6 is doing okay. 2 is actually doing quite well. And then that brings me down to number 3. So you can never judge a hive's health by the front entrance. And the reason I say that, 1, speaking from experience, and 2, actually speaking from today, hive number 1 and hive number 6 in the very second position, judging by the front entrance, actually they look pretty good. But the truth, once you get into the hive and inspect them, is those two weren't really, they're not doing as good as they look based off the front entrance activity. So that's why I say that. And in the future, I'm going to make telescoping covers that don't fit like a glove, because although that seems like a good thing, sometimes it makes it pretty complicated to get them on and off. Alright, so with all that being said, let's get into number 3, see how they're looking. Like usual, like every inspection, I'm checking for signs that they're queen right. The first sign is usually finding eggs. If I don't find any eggs as I progress through, we'll try to figure out if there's a way to determine why. Hopefully I find some eggs, hopefully I find the queen, hopefully they're using the top box to store some food, and in fact, actually, this hive has some pretty good weight to it. So with that said, I would be surprised if I don't find good food stores in this colony. And this is the most bees I've found on the bottom side of the top cover so far today. But show y'all what I see. This is a good sign. Sounds like a good sign. The weight of the hive just by tipping up the back makes more sense now, because I can see food stores there. A lot of activity in this top box. A lot of capped wax, whether that's food or brood, not sure. So, like usual, let's work through the hive, let's move through the boxes and see how things actually look. If I can get this first frame out, which is in there, and that makes sense. The bees have had just over, 2.5 months to thoroughly propolis everything, and honestly I'm surprised that outer frame hasn't been worked a little harder and had some wax drawn out on it, really. But yeah, this jogs my memory. Hive number 3, if my memory serves me right, even back in July, which is almost the mid-July, is like the start of the DERF kinda. They are doing an excellent job at bringing in honey and nectar. So the cap part is honey, and if y'all can see that, I'll try to move it. All that shiny stuff is nectar, and I am not feeding the bees, and I have not fed the bees at all this season. I haven't open fed them. I haven't fed them in the hives. Maybe once, like in the early spring, and that's it. And it wasn't much at all. Kind of an experiment I'm doing to see how well the hives can survive in my absence. Again, oh man, due to my work schedule. But check that out. I mean, that is beautiful. Same thing with the next frame. All right, that is truly amazing. Just beautiful, beautiful frames. Yep, don't want to do that too much, get them riled up. Beautiful frames of capped honey. I mean, it really is. I do not expect to find the queen up here, just because I haven't found any brood, so there really wouldn't be a reason for her to be up here. As I say that, I think the next frame has brood on it. All right. As we proceed. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is a nice frame of capped honey, nectar, and brood. So at this point, mentally I do need to shift gears and more so remember to look for the queen, because now that I have brood in the top box, there's more of a chance to find the queen at some point. It's a really nice frame too. Moving along. So far, as y'all have probably noticed, the top box is looking pretty darn good. Oh wow, that is probably some delicious honey. I know it is, because I sampled some out of hive number 2, and it is delicious, by the way. It tastes the same as the honey that we harvested earlier this year, that is bottled and available for purchase. That is my early plug for honey sales. I will provide more details at the end of the video. Yeah, they are just doing an excellent job. I mean, these frames are beautiful, nice wax. They're just doing such a nice job filling them out. All right, top box looks great. Confident the queen's not in here. So I'm going to take the top box off here in a second and get into the bottom box. Hopefully I can find the queen. That would be pretty cool. Let's see. Let me just compose my thoughts. And unfortunately, let me take a look real quick. Yeah, unfortunately, pretty sure this is the last hive that's alive. Yeah, kind of sucks. And yeah, I mean, there is no doubt this hive is just strong. This hive's been strong the entire season. Comes and goes in waves, but for the most part, they've remained strong the entire season. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what's special about this location or this hive, really. But they've done a great job. I don't recall one time hive number 3 has struggled. I think they even came out of the winter pretty strong. All right, just checking to make sure they're queen right. Did find some brood in the top box. Wasn't really doing a good job looking for eggs. I was satisfied with what I saw, but better safe than sorry. And What I mean by that is finding evidence they're queen right, whether it's the eggs or the queen herself, which would be just icing on the cake. And I do remember this colony because they were building all sorts of like really weird, funky comb like that. And I wonder, as I look at this, not this frame, but the next frame I'm about to pull, it has a number 4 on it. And the only reason I do that is to remind myself when I move a frame from another colony. I'd have to look at the last inspection video, but I wonder if I moved a frame in July from number 4 into this one to get them queen right. And if I did, I'd have to say that was a really good call. Oh yeah, like all this open space, these are all new bees right here, they just hatched. But yeah, all this open space has eggs, so they are absolutely queen right for sure. Same on this side. I really wish I saw that in the other colonies. The other colonies are hurting. And when I say the other colonies, I'm really referring to the first 2, which is number 1 and number 6. They're not doing so good. And there's really no way to tell why. There's no visible signs of disease. The bees may have gotten into something, the field bees brought it back to the colony and it just got out of control. Yeah, there's larvae in various stages on this side. I can see eggs even without my flashlight. This colony, given the food stores in the top box and then how the brood is looking already, I'd be surprised if they don't survive the winter. I really would. Like, I can't say it enough. I really wish all the colonies looked like this. That would have been nice to see, but it's not how things go. Beautiful pollen being brought in, some very bright pollen, which is most likely goldenrod, I would imagine. The very bright orange stuff. A lot of pupated larvae. Ha! Said it. Somebody corrected me. A lot of larvae. Somebody corrected me in a comment a while back. I say pupated larva a lot, and apparently that's not a term. I'm not really sure where I picked that up from, but somebody took the time to point that out, and yeah, I appreciate it. Can receive criticism. They were nice about it. Some people aren't. Some people are jerks, and you know, just leave it at that. I would not be surprised if I find the queen on the very last frame. Anybody want to take a bit? The reason I say that is because it happens. It happens quite often, actually. All right. Alright, here we go, last frame. Ooh, there's a good chance she's on here given the amount of bees on here. Let's see. Oh, how about that? I will take your money. Alright, so she is unmarked. So maybe that frame that I moved over from number 4 got them queen right. I see her. Where'd she go? Did she move over here? She over here. Oh boy. She's like right in the corner somewhere. There she is. I think she's getting wise to my presence. Not 100% sure she's in there or not. Yeah, she is. I just need her to crawl up. Is she in there? It's really hard to see sometimes through the veil. Yes, I do have her. I'll show you in a second, because that was the last frame. So let me put everything back together real quick in preparations of releasing her. I'll put the bottom box back together, mark her, give her a few minutes to dry as I move the top box back in place. Alright, so I got quite a few worker bees in here, and I'll show you as I do this. One, because I think it's pretty interesting, and it never really gets old. Marking queens. After I bought this one-handed queen catcher that Man Lake sells, you can find her on Amazon for the same price. Excuse me. Extremely easy to use and helpful when it comes to marking queens, because all you do, there's more worker bees in here than I would like. Let me see if I can force them out. I don't think they realize they can crawl out. They can crawl out, but the queen can't. Let me push them all up. Get her. She's not big, but this time of year, I don't think the queens are. At least for me. But I mean, she is doing a phenomenal job with laying brood. Come on, get out of there. Come on. Look at this. There we go. It's actually a pretty tight squeeze for the worker bees. Alright, I'm trying to isolate the queen to between one of those slots there. She's going to realize she can't fit through. The workers definitely can. A little tight though. What's going on here? Yeah, usually don't get too many workers in here, or they get out rather quickly. Not really sure what's going on, what's preventing the plunger from moving up. But you definitely want to get the queen facing the right way with her thorax, abdomen, and head upright. And then I'm almost there. Just like that, as long as she can stop moving. Alright. Almost got her. And the sun is in the perfect spot in the sky to show you all this. This is taking a lot longer than usual. Alright, last worker bee's out. Okay, here we go. Let's isolate the queen. Boom, boom, boom. Got her. Push up as much as you can. And then stay away from her eyes. And there you go. She's marked. So I'll back the plunger all the way off, give her space to move around and dry out. I'm going to put the top box back on. It's a bit of a tongue twister. And be done with this colony. Alright, so as you all saw, or I'll show you here in a second, this queen is not big at all, but I mean, she is doing a fantastic job with the brood. Let's get her released, and then box it up, and we'll talk about a few things briefly. Alright, there she goes. And I've had this happen before. Sometimes you have to assist the queens. Alright, she's down in there. I've had the queens try to crawl out of the box before, and sometimes you have to force them down in there. Alright, that does it. Hive number 3, looking great. Took a little longer than I expected, but hey, no worries, because like I said earlier, I think this is the last hive that's alive. So hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I take everybody that subscribes as you saying thanks to me and my family for doing what I do. I do most of the heavy lifting as far as the beekeeping aspect, and my wife helps out with more of the behind the scenes things with the social media platforms, with honey sales, and with a few other marketing aspects. But hey, thanks for watching. 9th inspection, final inspection of 2021. Hive number 3, which was the swarm I relocated from Maysville on March 30th. Definitely not the same queen. That original queen filled out those boxes so quick. Got a call, went out. It was, well, at the end of March. It was still pretty cold. It doesn't warm up until like mid to late April here in this part of North Carolina. Still kind of cold. Knocked this small swarm that was hanging in some tree branches, vines, into a 5-frame nuke, and they filled out the nuke within like 2 weeks. Dropped them into a 10 box, filled out the rest of the 5 frames in the 10 box within 2 weeks. It was absolutely phenomenal to see how fast a truly healthy hive, a colony, could fill out equipment. I mean, drawing wax, filling it in with brood, just expanding as fast as possible. So hey, thanks for watching. Again, please subscribe. If you hit the bell, you'll receive notifications of future videos. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. The hyperlinks are up in, or the icons are up in the banner, the top right of our homepage on YouTube, or you can search by looking up Cole's Farm NC, or Cole's Farm NC, sorry. And then we have some honey for sale. If you like and follow us on Facebook, you also see the Book Now button. Click on that, takes you over to our Square site. From there, you just pick a day and a time that works for you. Our availability is 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we try to make ourselves as available as possible for honey sales to accommodate most folks' schedule. So yeah, pick a day and a time that works for you. You pay for your purchase in advance, and then we leave your honey on our front porch. It's all communicated through the messaging app, through Square, and then we'll text you as well, just to make sure everything's working right. But that's what we do. That's what we've been doing for a while, between this season and last. Basically just to do our part with social distancing, because we do have two small young children that it's our job to keep them safe, and that's how we choose to do so. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Last inspection for the year. Happy holidays in advance. Happy New Year. And I will see everybody at some point in 2022. So be safe, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll see y'all next year.